And we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Episode 8.
Whoa, 8.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
Again, it's a measurement of where we are in this current situation. Every week it's like, oh, mental. It's 8 weeks.
I thought we'd be doing this for like 4 or 5 weeks tops, but here we are, still going.
Yeah, still going strong, from strength to strength.
Yeah, and I think it might be a little while yet, but I'm fine with that.
Well, I know you are, because you went to McGee. Let's get it in the chat. Is it McGee Street or is it Maggie Street? Thanks. But you went to McGee Street today, didn't you?
I did, yeah, and it was excellent as usual. Yeah. It was. It wasn't that busy when I went. It was there when I was the first in the queue. To be fair, because I'm Keno. But yeah, got a couple of croissants and a couple of coffees and a sourdough loaf. It was almost like old times.
Oh, nice, mate.
They sold out of sourdough loaf by the time my housemates Dan and Emma got to the shop.
Probably because everyone's been attempting to make their own, and they've done such a bad job on them. They're like, I'm just going to buy mine.
Yeah,
Fair,
that's it. Everyone's been baking and stuff. So what have you been up to since we last met, Nick?
Well, not a lot really. I think the highlight of my week was getting very, very, very drunk watching Grease 2.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Disturbing my housemates with singing really, really loudly. That was a fun night. I was so drunk by the end of it. I got up from my seat and almost fell over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who joined us, if you're watching now, because we did it with Spinal Tap a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and it was a couple people jumping out, but this one with Grease 2 was like we had a bunch of people getting involved and chatting and stuff, and it made it really, really fun. So yeah. And that film's wicked. If you haven't seen Grease 2, watch Grease 2. It's so good.
Yeah, it was so fun.
So good.
So what are we watching this week, Andy?
We're watching another amazing film, Dirty Dancing. So
nice.
Yeah, just get on that. If you want to join us, it's really simple. You just come over here at 9 o'clock. No like fanciness. We literally say we're hitting play now, and we all hit play at the same time, and I hope for the best, basically.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no like extended cut of Dirty Dancing that throws us out of whack. I'm sure there probably is.
I don't believe there is, but who knows? I didn't know there was an extended cut of Wayne's World, to be honest.
Neither did I. Yeah.
There was, So yeah, that was a weird one, really.
What have you been doing, Andy, this week?
Well, I have some news, which is that I am unfurloughed now. So I've been brought back into the workforce. So that's good, because obviously that means we're getting busier, because they needed to bring me back for the area I work in. So I'm working from home again. Not as much as being full time. So it's still a little bit quieter than it would be for kind of normal times, but there's enough for me to get on with, and it's nice to kind of have a bit of routine back to my day, I suppose. Don't get me wrong, after about 2 hours of my first day, I was like, man, I miss furlough. But then I got back into the swing of it. It was like, basically, I had a really crappy email like to greet me, and I was just like, ugh. Like, I could be making a coffee now and sitting outside, but I could do that anyway because I'm working from home. But yes, so that's been my week, really, just getting back into the swing of things at work. So it's quite nice, and chatting to the people who've still been working, and for them it's a bit like Nick, really. They've not really seen any difference aside from working from home, but they've kind of just been getting on with it. So yeah, been different but cool. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come, that we can maybe go back into our offices. I'll be honest, I don't think they're talking about us going back full time into the office. So it sounds like we'll be doing some stuff from home, and then maybe a day in the office, or an afternoon or a morning or something, just to kind of keep the risk down for a lot of us.
Nice,
a lot of planning going into today. They're talking about having a one-way system in the office, which I find hilarious. If you go to the toilet, the idea again, they're trying to plan it, but they're like, maybe we'll, you put a post-it note on the toilet door, and then when you come out, you take the post-it note off. Just because they don't want more than 2 people in the loos, I guess, at one time. So yeah, I mean, it's quite funny in the sense of there's a lot of planning that needs to go into it, and it's just the logistics of you have to make your own cup of tea, which would be normal for a lot of people, but a lot of offices do rounds and stuff. So now it's like you're only allowed to make your own drink, basically, and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see. So I'm sure I'll talk about it in the weeks to come, of the hijinks that I get up to, or the planning of returning to an office.
Yeah, it's strange because they're like obviously very simple things you do without thinking, but now you can't do it in the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
So you actually have to think about how you're going to do it, which feels a bit stupid, but it's necessary, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the thing for who I work for, our office is in an office complex, so there's other businesses there as well as us. We have a whole floor to ourselves, but again, there's the lifts, there's the lobby, there's the stair, so it's all those kind of factors they've got to put in, and then you hope that all the other businesses are treating it as seriously, or as much as you are. So yeah, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be. I'll have plenty of funny stories, I imagine. What about you though, Josh? What's new in Josh's world?
Not a great deal, to be honest. Obviously, I'm still furloughed. I'm not sure when that's going to change. I would imagine it's I'll be one of the last people to go back, because for anyone that doesn't know, I've got a rehearsal studio. So I think the problem we'll have is that people, I'm not sure if I said this last week, but yeah, anyone in the rehearsal rooms, they probably can't get 2 meters away from each other. So and there's no like windows for ventilation and stuff. So I would imagine, it's probably one of the last places to open. So, but that's I've just got to wait and see.
I wonder. I suppose it could depend on the size of the band. I guess if it was a 3-piece, they could all stay 2 meters away from each other, ish. Like maybe one of the big rooms. But yeah, if it was any more than 4 people, then it's probably a no-go.
Yeah, and a slightly warmer, small room with several people and no windows is like the perfect environment for a virus to spread. So I'd imagine it might be a while before I go back, but that's fine, and just wait and see.
I'm not. I want to. I'm going to block book the first week when you're open. I'm so desperate to play loud music again.
Yeah,
I'll just set up some camp beds in the rooms and.
Yeah,
I think we'll finally this thing me and Nick are a part of. We'll finally pull our finger out now and actually do it. Because as Josh knows, we've been working on something. We've been practicing there for probably a year, maybe more. Just not done anything yet. But I imagine this will give us the incentive to pull our finger out a little bit, and it probably will give a lot of other people the incentive to do something, I guess.
Yeah. I think it might. I did do one thing today. As lockdown has eased off a little bit, I went and had a socially distanced drink in the park with my mate Rob. Shout out to Rob. That was nice, sitting in the sun having a drink in the day. It was great. Yeah. Obviously got burnt, and now I'm drinking water. So I
was about to say you look fantastic.
It's quite a good lighting because I'm actually like really red. But
it's done wonders for it. I'm hoping. I'm meeting my sister tomorrow for a socially distant walk, so that'll be quite nice because I'm not seeing her properly for since this all began, really. So it'd be nice to actually see her in real life, and I'll have to remember to not go up to her and just hug her or something, to keep the distance and stuff. But yeah, that's nice that you were able to do that.
Yeah, I think a lot.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say I thought when they announced that it'd be a bit crazy with people kind of like maybe skirting it a bit and big groups of people meeting up. But from what I've seen, it's been pretty adhered to, or people trying their best to adhere to it, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. When I went to Abington Park, and yeah, there was a lot of people there, but a lot of couples and things. So, and everyone was sort of respecting the distance and stuff. So it was yeah, didn't seem a problem. So hopefully there's not too many people abusing it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, it's probably about time to introduce our first. Well, our only guest this evening, such as the Gravitas.
You
I can see Andy's got a drink in his hand, and he might want to tell you all about that again.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to that. I was gonna say hello everybody for watching, which I didn't do at the start of the show, which is very unprofessional. And thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to share and tag NN Social on Instagram, and the NN Social is the YouTube channel. I've already said that I'm drinking water because I had a few beers at lunch. What about you boys? Andy, I can see you can. Show me what you got.
Well, for anyone tuning in, again, I'm drinking the exact same beer I've been drinking for the last couple of weeks because I'm obsessed with it. But I've got some terrible news. This is my final can. I've actually also been to 2 Lidls, all sold out, so it's gone. I might have emailed the brewery as well, and found out that they made it for Lidl and sold it all to Lidl. So there's no hope, basically. So if anyone sees this out there, 71 Brewing, raspberry mash, coffee, raspberry sour, buy it for me. I will pay whatever it costs, basically.
So that's it.
Got a glass.
This
is my last can.
It's a limited edition one, and they're not going to make any more. Oh,
they're not making any more of it. Yeah, not making any more. Well, they're saying they're not making any more of it, but we'll wait and see. But I thought I'd get the glass so we can actually have a look at the colour of it, And look at that. Oh, hello. It's actually good. Clem's in the chat. Yo, Clem, how's my pouring? Any good? Or could I be hired as temporary staff for events?
Oh, that filled that nicely.
Yeah.
Sorry. So good. Lovely.
All right, Nick. What are you drinking this evening?
Rather lamely, I'm drinking Heineken.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hands off my.
No,
Heineken.
there's not. But I mean, I'm a man of limited finances, and as wonderful as the beer garage is, it's expensive to drink these lovely craft beers every week. So I'm slumming it.
Yeah.
Even a few weeks when I've had like a cheap glass of plonk with a wonderful description, I don't even have that this week. It's Heineken. It's lager.
It's lager.
There you go. It's fucking standard Dutch lager.
Look at that. Sorry, the sun just bounced it off. Look at that. I just had to interrupt Nick in his boring beer talk. Just again. Talk about my favourite beer I've ever drunk in my life. Look at it. Oh, God. I think that's not the sun. I think that's actually just the beer itself. It's so wonderful.
They put a glowing orb inside of it.
Oh, who out there is drinking, who's watching us? Hit us up in the chat and let us know what's going on. What are you drinking? Clem, not drinking, but I'm eating Bombay Bad Boy. And chicken and mushroom pot noodles mixed together. Brilliant.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. That's decadent.
Is that too much flavour?
It's like a pot noodle cocktail, a poptail, if you will.
It's like a cock. I mean, it probably is like a cock of a very disgusting person, but
Goodness God.
Anyway.
Well, therethere's an image.
Sorry, anyway, moving swiftly on. I'm sorry to move from this to that. But yeah, it's time for this week's guest. It's somebody we all know and love. She is a very talented individual, a very hard-working person. I always enjoy my chats with her. Let's crack on. Here it is, Northampton's very own Sophie Galpin.
Hey! What an introduction.
I'm sorry.
That double pot noodle vibe sounds incredible. It's inspired.
Yeah,
Why
right.
put it in a bowl? Never even thought about it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people do it with super noodles. Why not a pot noodle? Damn it!
Why not?
Yeah.
Well done, Clem.
Yeah, it feels like it's a bit more classy if you put it into a bowl rather than a plastic tub.
Yep.
Yeah,
I want
you,
to
you,
Mixing the two might be a great idea.
yeah,
I
you
once
don't
had
have
a pot
to.
noodle with a pencil, so that's how desperate I was one time. So yeah, I've been
Were
there.
you on tour? That sounds like a very in the van thing to do.
No, I was at college, and I bought a pot noodle in a shop, and the guy had like a pot noodle hot water dispenser there, like a branded one. So I was like, "Oh, wicked!" And he was like, "Yeah, let me just fire it up for you." And it took like 10 minutes for it to heat up. You could see it like, you know. And then I couldn't wait anymore, and I poured it on, and it was lukewarm water. And I was like, "Have you got any plastic cutlery or anything?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, for fuck's sake. So I walked back to college with this like lukewarm pot noodle, and it wasn't doing anything. Went into the little kitchen that we had, opened the cutlery drawer, and there was just a pencil in there. And I was like, oh, fuck it. Threw most of it away, obviously. But,
We survived the lead poisoning, so that's always good.
yeah, exactly.
So bleak.
Yeah, dark times. Tommy used to, when I first lived with Tommy, he used to have super noodles on toast.
Yeah, I've heard that's a thing. Carb on carb.
Yeah, that's decadent. That is like bourgeois. That is.
Okay.
Someone's doing well.
First question round the group. What's the grossest, not food, the grossest, like one of those sort of foods you've eaten, like combination of something, but you could find it delicious, or it was a desperate time? Josh?
Mayonnaise and ketchup sandwich.
Shit.
I had a friend who was once so skinny that he used to eat rice and gravy all the time.
Ooh.
That's
Wow.
dark. Rice and
That is-
gravy.
That is up there. Josh?
I can't think of any like snack instant things. I used to get from the Chinese when I didn't have much money, just a portion of egg fried rice and a big sweet and sour sauce, and just pour it in and have just like this gloopy sweet. I mean, it tasted amazing. It was obviously all just sugar and that, but it's so good.
It's basic, but that's actually not that bad.
No,
That sounds pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. That doesn't sound foul or anything.
My little stepbrothers, they were very fussy eaters when they're kids. They still are now, really. They're like 24, 25, whatever they are. Forget. Good stepbrother. Yeah. They used to eat pasta and gravy with mint sauce.
Oh,
Wow.
it's
Right?
like really good. Nearly good.
Yeah.
There was a woman I used to work with who put vinegar and mayonnaise on everything, and I'd literally mean, sorry, just because the sun makes me look insane, just lighting up the bottom half of my face. Yeah, she had mayonnaise and vinegar on everything. So like roast dinners, like she'd just cover it in mayo and then sprinkle vinegar on top of it. It was the weirdest combo I've ever seen.
That is bad news.
Have stuffing sandwiches, like stuffing, you put it in warm with cheese and mayo, and then the cheese melts because the stuffing's warm. That was banging. White,
Yeah,
like,
That sounds good.
really fine. It's so good.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, would recommend.
Stuffing sandwich. That sounds great. I'm gonna have to
Cheese
give
and
that a
mayo
go.
on shit bread.
Yeah.
So other than eating stuffing and cheese sandwiches, what have you been doing on this lockdown?
I've done so much stuff, seeing as I haven't been anywhere. It took me a while to adjust because I am like not used to this pace of life at all. But I'm kind of coming to some sort of adjustment, and it's kind of a bit of a shame that it took a global pandemic for me to think about anything in my life at all. An enforced slowdown that I would not have taken, but there is an element of it that is like doing me good. But I've been filling my time. I've been writing the music and doing the sound with my two friends, Alex and Annie. We've made a company in lockdown called Broken Bird Studios, and we basically have done the sound for this radio play that's come out today called The Understudy, and it's got people like Stephen Fry and Russell Tovey in it, and it's like commissioned by the Lawrence Batley Theatre in Huddersfield. So me and my friends did all the sound and audio for that, which was really cool because like all the actors recorded all their lines in isolation, sent it back over to us. We pieced it together, did all the sound effects and the Foley and the music. And now it's a thing. And some people did some animation to go with it. So it's this radio play that people could now like buy for $5. So part 1 came out today and part 2 comes out next week. So that was like some actual work that I did, like, which was amazing.
Yeah,
which is like a cool thing and like was a real focus, something to focus on. And then I've just been writing songs and recording and experimenting with video and streaming and things like that. And yeah, just trying to keep myself busy. My creative output's been pretty good, seeing as we've just kind of been in lockdown. But I'm pretty bad at stopping ever. So trying to keep busy, as everyone is, I think.
That's yeah, I mean, I think we've spoken about that before, about sort of being productive and things, and not slowing down when perhaps you need to. So this, obviously, you've managed to thrive somewhat in this situation, because it's been forced upon you, I suppose, because your job is playing music live, which stopped completely.
Yeah, it turns out it's a really bad time to have a job that relies on people in close proximity and international travel.
So presumably you had things booked in for the foreseeable future that have been postponed, cancelled.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to South by Southwest in the States. That did not happen, obviously. I was supposed to go on a holiday to Mexico. Didn't happen. And like took ages to get the money. It took like 2 months to get the money back for that. And I was like, oh God. But I like even getting the money back from the holiday was like a sigh of relief, because it's a bit of a buffer, because, you know, like, and getting this work, I was like, oh my God, this see me through for a couple of months at least. But, you know, like when you're self-employed, there's a lot of people that are falling through the cracks in terms of any kind of financial anything. So, yeah, it's a stressful old time, I think. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to make the best of it as much as I can, and like do the things that I've been saying that the two barriers have been. So like, for example, like I've been writing solo stuff and doing that and really committing to doing that. And because the two things that I said were stopping me was like being on tour all the time, not having the time, not being in one place. And now I have all of the time and I am solely in one place. There is literally no excuse for me not to like do the things that I've been saying I'm going to do, which is like exercising all the time and eating proper food and writing songs. So that's exclusively what I've been doing, really. So that's pretty cool.
Has that have you thought about how that might change when things hopefully go back to normal?
Oh God, I don't know. I feel like there's elements of it that I need to take forward and be like, okay, some of this is good, and I need to schedule this in, but obviously like not 3 months at a time, like maybe a week here and there, like normal people. Yeah. That's what holidays are for. And I'm like, oh, it does work, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, for sure. But like in terms of creative output, like there's so much that I want to do once this is over. I'm like, okay, so what? I'm kind of thinking ahead and being like, I'd love to hit the ground running after lockdown with solo stuff that I can just go and gig immediately as soon as gigs are on, and like not waste any time. So I'm just like trying to be efficient with the lockdown time, even though it's quite open-ended.
Yeah.
I'm just working on my own timeline because that's the only thing I can control, if you know what I mean. I'm just like trying to really just zone out of what I can't influence and just focus on what I can do rather than think about all the things that I can't do, because otherwise I'd get really sad.
Yeah, it's a good thing to live by. Good rule.
Trying. With varying degrees of success, it's different day to day. Some days I'm just like, fuck this, man.
Andy, you're looking particularly ghoulish.
Well, like, I'm trying to find the spot. Basically, the sun isn't in my eyes to got my hat on, but I'm trying to find the spot where it's not there. But now it's just a thing that I look like a pumpkin, basically, like a lit jack-o'-lantern. I was going to say, so it's good that you've got that, because we were sort of discussing, I couldn't even tell you, last week or one of the other weeks, about creatives, and saying how I class myself in that group. A casual creative, I'll class myself as. Basically, when I can be asked to write a song,
creationally,
then it'll kind of come out or whatever. But yeah, we were saying how a lot of people have been creatives, have been maybe like, I've tried or I've not picked it up. So it's good to actually hear you being like, I've made it a thing to be super on it and doing as much as you can during this time.
Yeah, but also like it doesn't work all the time, and like there's been weeks where I've done nothing in terms of like I've just not felt like it or not had the inspiration, and then like the floodgates open a little bit and I just go with it until I feel like I can't be asked again, you know, like just really seizing on the motivation when it's there, and trying to like avoid that toxic productivity thing, because as someone who is quite like achievement driven, it's like allowing yourself to not be busy every minute of the day and like if you don't achieve anything, it doesn't entirely matter because you've been like you didn't ask for this, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Existing is an achievement, you know what I mean, in itself. So
getting through
that's
it,
a good attitude to have.
and trying to get that balance of like some days I'm just gonna not do anything, and some days I'm like, oh my god, I've been in a music hole for 9 hours, you know. So it's going with it when you feel like it, I think.
Yeah, and sometimes the pressure of like having a deadline to finish something by is good and can like breed really great productivity, but sometimes it's like a massive burden. So it's a weird feeling for myself as like a creative as well. I don't feel like I should be doing anything, but I do feel like there's a lot of time here that I could be getting something done. And I've actually like for the first time since lockdown been given my first bit of music work to actually do. I was like, oh, where was this like 8 weeks ago? Could have got really stuck in, but yeah, I've still got time to do it. And I'm gonna have a wonderful time doing it and feel really good. It's a very positive email. As soon as I read it, I was like, yeah, cool, I'll do that.
Yeah,
That's something to do.
Yeah, and it's like you're only ever one email away from doing something else as well, which is the thing. It's like I can't remember the last time I wasn't insanely busy, but the panic when you've got nothing in your diary is always real, even though I've been fine for ages. You know, like that panic never goes away, no matter how busy you are. But you're only ever one email from the next thing, and then you have a thing to do. So you have to just kind of wait, you know.
Just for anyone watching, where can they get the? I don't think we said where you could get the radio play from.
Understudy.
Yep, it's called The Understudy, and you can find it at understudyplay.com, and all the information's there. And you just pay $5, and all the money goes to supporting theatre and the arts and things like that. Time, so yeah, it all goes back into the industry. Which has been a really cool thing to be a part of.
Amazing.
And something we didn't, I forgot to ask you when you came into the chat here. What are you drinking?
I've just got a lovely hipster jar of water here. People are like, "You're such a hipster drinking out of a jar." I'm like, it's the biggest receptacle in the house, so it has the most room for water. And I did have a cup of tea, but I drank it before we started in my humble brag late night with Seth Meyers mug.
Nice.
Sorry, I just got this on the old. Sorry to put that.
Where'd you get that in Amazon or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Wow.
You went to the NBC shop when you're on holiday in New York.
No, someone bought it for me when they were there.
Yeah.
Well, they also bought an I Love New York T-shirt.
I mean, brag what you want, man. That's awesome.
Well, I think you should tell us about that because it's funny to us because we know the truth, but I imagine there's people listening that don't. So why have you got that mug, Sophie?
I went on the show, didn't I?
Yeah.
It was like on Late Night with Seth Meyers about this time last year. Well, it was like June, I think last year, because the travel bit. Basically, this time last year, I was on tour with Soak in the UK and Europe on a big bus, and it was really fun with our friends Pillow Queens, who are an amazing band from Ireland. And then we basically did UK and Europe, then flew to America, did 2 or 3 weeks in America, finishing in New York. So we flew to the West Coast, then minced around in America, finished in New York. Then we did the show in New York, flew back to Dublin for one singular festival show. Then the next day flew back to New York to do Seth Meyers, then flew back straight to Glastonbury.
Oh my God.
Insane.
Yeah.
Then I played 4 shows at Glastonbury with Soak and Self-Esteem. And it was 30 degrees the whole time. And I was just bananas with jet lag. And people were like, since people were like, I haven't seen you since Glastonbury. And I was like, did I see you? Glastonbury. I was just blind with jet lag, surviving only and sweating. But yeah, it's just complete parallel universe to now, because that's kind of how I thought this year would be as well. And now it's getting pretty acquainted with this room.
Yeah, festival season obviously is
as soon as Reading and Leeds went, that was kind of that was the one that was kind of holding out, I think, a little bit to see what was going to happen. But as soon as that went, I was like, well, there you go, that's kind of it done, I guess.
Yeah, even Slam Dunk's cancelled now because they moved it from May to September, and then
September, they're just going to move it straight to next year. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some stuff scheduled to autumn, and we'll just see if that happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Well,
nice
I
to
know
have-
I was chatting to a friend of mine who is in music, PR, and press, and he was telling me that they're planning tours or shows to start happening. He's saying they're guessing in November for gigs to start happening again. So, you know, hopefully it's sooner, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Even if it's in 2020, I'll be happy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, to have something in this like calendar year would lift my spirits immeasurably. Getting a haircut would make things 50% better, literally. I literally
Shave it, dude.
so much. Like, I've booked an appointment with my barber, like, since lockdown started. Like, I booked an appointment every week in case, and every week it's like cancelled. I'm like, ugh. But yeah, I think that
Maybe
would help.
get one of those black market haircuts.
Oh, my housemate's offered to do it, and I'm like, will I regret it? I don't know. He's pretty good doing it, though. But
Yeah, but you're going to get your housemate will do it, and then the next week the barbers will be open again.
yeah,
Yeah, but it'll be for free though, right?
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Unless they do a good job, and then you get they charge you. I don't know. Like, you know, if you're like, wow, I really like it, and they're like, all right, yeah, cough up the cash.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I flirted with, because of this whole situation. I mean, I've got thinning hair anyway, but I shaved it, and then I thought, shall I just like bleach like my hair when it comes back and just see if I look like Eminem with a beard?
Yeah.
So you never know. I might just do it because I've got nothing else going on. Could do, or just a tash.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the tash.
No, just bleach the tash. Leave the beard brown.
Oh,
Bleach
yeah.
bleach the tash.
Yeah, that would look great.
Right, enough of this crazy talk. Would we be able to hear some of your music, Sophie?
I'll play you a little sad boy song, sure.
Yes.
So I've been starting under the name Soft Lad. That's what this is.
Oh, that guitar is old school. I remember that from back in the day.
It's the only one I own, Nick. I'm not made of money. I've got one guitar, and this is it. And the only one I've ever had.
After a while, it becomes a part of you.
I know, I just like it. It's nice. And it's the only one I got, so I don't have a choice. I could buy another one, but I haven't.
It sounds great, though.
Thank you. This is a song called Famous Songs About Average People.
Cool.
Shall I just... I'll play it for you, shall I? All love has been laid to rest, and it seems a shame, but we're not to blame. And it's sad as hell, but it's for the best. 'Cause I've been feeling so small. I gotta get my head off the internet and remember why you loved me at all. Like sediment and soil, the heart of heartbreaks move at a glacial pace in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. And I wonder to myself how many famous songs are written about average people. I thought I knew what I had, but the semaphores I thought I saw turned out to just be plain old red flags. I tried to make it all work, but my greatest love never was enough, and the distance only made it much worse. Like fossilizing dirt, the hardest of heartbreaks move at a glacial pace in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. And I wonder to myself how many famous songs are written about average people. 'Cause we write chapter and verse on the ones that treat us worse when we should be making time for our equals. And I wonder to myself how many famous songs are written about average people. Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some claps,
Claps in the
chat
chat.
for that.
Claps in the chat for that, please. Sounded mega. There was some internet fucking interference, but it was still good.
Okay.
I thought it was mine. I was like, oh, I can't tell if it's me or not.
Yeah.
World's worst Wi-Fi ever.
We've had
Really
some crackers so far, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah. At least we weren't booted off the air after 5 minutes like the first one.
Yeah,
we did.
yeah. When I was like, shout out to, and then it went like.
And we
know.
never found out who you were shouting out to either.
No.
Yeah, we didn't. No, it was our regular big beer garage. Please sponsor us and give us free beer. Please. I had a question for you, Sophie, which I was going to save for the show. It came into my head. So you mentioned about playing in Soak and many other projects. So I was going to say to you, what is the craziest? Well, it's probably a two-part question. So as a musician for hire, what is the craziest session job you've been offered?
Crazy
And,
in terms of what?
like, you got offered to play in a Pink Floyd Grease band, Greek Orthodox covers band or something. And then the second part of the question is, what's the craziest live thing that's happened to you? I suppose it could be on stage, but as a hired gun, what's the craziest, or what's the quickest you've had to learn something? Like you show up and they're like, play this now.
So I did a gig with Tom Grennan a couple of years ago, and it was like, oh, next weekend, can you do this festival? And I play bass like next weekend. I was like, okay, cool. And I had a week to learn like 14 songs, and there was no rehearsal with the band like before I stepped on stage. And when I got there, there's 20,000 people. Like an anxiety thing waiting to happen. And there was those emails being like, okay, this is actually in this different key, and actually, like, if you watch this YouTube video, the ending is different, and like all this stuff. And then in the middle of that week, I got dumped.
No.
Yeah. So like on Wednesday, like the gig was on the Sunday, and then I'd got like an email the previous Saturday or Sunday. And on the Wednesday, like right in the middle, like I was practicing, and then I had a phone call, and then I cried on the floor for a minute, and then I was like, right then, just carried on. And the gig was really good, and I was like, it was such a good like resilience leveler upper, because I was like, if I can do this, I can do anything. So that was crazy in terms of just like learning stuff and not having rehearsal and just like having to nail it because there is no other choice. Like I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to smash it, otherwise I'm gonna look like a fucking dickhead. But in terms of like crazy weird, oh my god, I can't even think. Like I think I just like, oh my god, once, okay, when I was like, I spent a summer living in London between my second and third years of uni, just staying with my friend, and really skint. And it's like through a music jobs website, and this guy, I went to his house and I went to his basement, and he paid me £500 to sing like this demo that he'd written, and he was like really jazzed about it. He was like a history student, but he really wanted someone to sing this song, and the song was about being in love with your sister's boyfriend. I can still remember how it goes. It was awful. It's like the worst song I've ever heard. Sorry to that guy. I went to his basement twice, and he paid me £500 to just sing this shit song that he'd written because he thought it was going to be a hit. Awful.
He paid you.
Wow.
See, I'm glad I asked that question and saved it for the show. That is mental.
The weirdest thing about it, like the song was just like bad, but there was this lyric where he abbreviated the word arrive to rive, like apostrophe rive. He's like, when he walked me home, you know I never ever want to arrive. I can still remember it because it was that bad. I was like, apostrophe rive. I was like, that's not a standard abbreviation.
I'm glad you
It's
just
not one
did
that
that
should be
because
used.
someone in the chat just said, "Can you please sing it?" So thank you for giving us that little taste for it.
He's my sister's boyfriend. That's how the chorus went.
Wow.
Really.
Oh my god.
It's so funny that it's like the shittest song paid 500 quid, and then the ones that
Yeah.
you really love are like, here's a tenner.
Yeah, literally. Like, and this man, never heard from him again. Was like, "Am I going to be trafficked? I don't know." You know,
And that man was Chris Martin, everyone.
and that
Yeah.
man was Martin.
Yeah.
The song was the iconic.
Fix You. The song became Fix You.
Yeah.
From the cop. Yeah, he changed some of the lyrics.
A very badly recorded acoustic. It's a bit like Stacey, but it was like a bit like Stacey's mom in vibe, but like not good
whoa,
at all.
Whoa. Don't,
No, but like
don't
not
slag Stacey's mum.
No, but I mean, like in terms of chords and stuff. But
Yeah.
everything else about it was real bad. Everything like
Like
yeah,
a
it was
really
fun.
shit power pop song.
It wasn't even power. It's like bad acoustic guitar and like bad fake drums, really lackluster. Never ever want to arrive.
I
We've
bet
got
you-
to get that on. We've got to get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Put it on.
Your first
Oh
band.
yeah, put it on the back of our merch, Josh.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good segue. Mate.
Oh,
Good segue.
smooth.
Learning the
Um,
art of segues.
Yeah, so we've got some merch coming very soon within the next 24 hours. Although I may be editing it with the new slogan. If you keep checking back on the NN Social Instagram account, it'll be available there, and it'll be like limited edition or limited run. So yeah, follow us on Instagram, and then you can get some sweet merch.
Sweet.
Yeah, sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
Yeah.
good.
So Josh, you're gonna share the design tomorrow, right?
Yeah, as soon as
Yeah.
it's been approved, we will we'll share it. Should be tomorrow at some point. But yeah, if you just follow us on Instagram, I'll send it out 1,000 times so that you can see
I
it.
think I might put an edit on it now. I just like thought when you like we could do an edit. I'm like I just thought of an edit. Maybe it'll go up tomorrow, maybe it won't. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Shout out to Meg for doing the logo because that will be heavily featured, and also shout out to the weird, creepy basement guy with lots of disposable money for giving us the slogan that's now going to be on the back.
Oh
That's
god. I
unbelievable.
completely like repressed that until you were like, "What's a weird thing that you've done?" And I was like, "That was weird." Everything about it.
I've only ever been a hired can you fill in like once. My friend's metalcore band were going on tour and the bassist got pneumonia. So they were like, "Could you fill in, Andy?" They're from Southampton. I was like, "Yeah, that's fine, guys. Just teach me the tab." There you go, Nick. Thought you appreciate that. So I learned all three of their songs.
All three of them.
Because basically all their songs, all the bass parts were like around the same. It was like 2, 10, 5, or it'd be 5, 10, 2, or 7, 5. It was all like, and then just the hardest part was remembering which song was which because I was like, "Was it this one?" They were like, "No, we just done that one." But basically, their very first song. I'm on stage at the Cat House in Glasgow. It's packed. All this metalcore crowd, all like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, wicked!" And it's like, it does this, da 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 da, and then there's like a pause. It goes dun 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 da 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 da. Anyway, so they go dun. First gig, haven't practiced with them. Dun 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 da. Go silent. Me. Fuck. I saw literally every person in the crowd just shake their head. I was like, "Oh, fuck's sake."
And that band went on to be Iron Maiden.
That was Iron Maiden. Yeah, you couldn't. I couldn't hide it anywhere. It was literally pure silence and me.
Cool.
And I was never asked ever again. So there you go.
A cool, stressful but cool gig is when I played like for a few shows. I played violin for the Breeders.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I forgot about that.
Unreal, like just like could not believe that was a situation that was happening. So I was just playing on Driving on 9, like iconic violin part, amazing, get to like shred some violin, and then like in sound check, Kim and Kelly Deal were just like, "Can you also play on these other 2 songs which we're going to sing at you now in sound check, and then you're just going to do them at the gig?" And I was like, "Absolutely, yes, Deals, yes," and like just like no, and then there's like me and Kim Deal in a dressing room backstage rehearsing. Just us, and I was like, but But
And then-
it was like the
You start
Time.
playing the violin part from Lady and the Tramp, like yeah.
yeah. Oh God, I didn't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that was a very surreal but cool thing to be able to do.
Bang it.
Yep.
Another illustration of Sophie doing some really fucking cool shit.
Very much so. Very much
In the
so.
past.
Yeah,
And in the
yeah.
future. And in
And
the
in the
future.
future.
Yeah, the very near future. Yeah.
Hope-
Can we hear some more cool shit?
Please.
another song, is it?
Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
why not?
Shout out to Aaron, who's just said that he's watching us from the race course.
Yes,
Legend.
he is. And before Sophie plays her song, I did receive a video call from Jesse and Aaron, who are both socially distancing on the race course, and they've had a few Chardonnays.
Legends.
So it's lovely to see their faces and say hello. So hello, Aaron and Jesse.
Are they friends of yours?
They are. They're very good friends of all of ours.
Oh,
And you
that's-
now.
And me now. Aaron and Jesse. This one's for you.
I love that.
Another Heartbreaks jam for Aaron and Jesse. This is a song called Demotion.
Cool. Stage is yours.
Thanks. I'm not looking for devotion, just some authenticity. Simulating past emotions won't go down in history. Or out. There's somebody wants your body next to them instead of me. Nothing I can do about it as I watch on anxiously. In or out. Because there's guys like flies round a halogen light, and it does my fucking head in every time. 'Cause you're only ever half here. I'm competing with a head case. Just the memory of an idea that wasn't real in the first place. It's the season for transition. All my friends are breaking down, 'cause they know they can do better than the boys from their hometown. In or out. Do you think that I'm attractive? Do you wanna run me around? Or just welcome distraction from the thoughts that bring you down? In or out. We can get some busy wine, take it back to mine. You can pick the sleeping sides, I wouldn't mind. But you're only ever half here. I'm competing with a head case. Just the memory of an idea that wasn't real in the first place. And if you want me, make me feel you're going through the motions. Can't you love me like you mean it? 'Cause I'm not ready for demotion. Not many more.
Yay!
Claps in the chat, please. Claps in the chat, please.
He's gone. Oh, there he is. Hello.
Oh, was I not there for a sec?
Only for a second. I was worried.
Thanks, mate.
Great songs. Where can we hear these, Sophie?
Best place is probably Instagram at Softlad Music, and there's a link to SoundCloud with demos. Just demos at the moment, but I'm writing and doing fuller songs and producing things more and hitting my stride a bit more. So there will be more to come, especially after this nonsense is done.
Mega.
Oh,
Cool.
one thing that I am doing, hopefully, if like the tech works, is normally I do a Let Me Be Your Fantasy on the Christmas Eve at the Lamplighter.
Yeah.
DJ all the hits. I'm going to try on Saturday, this Saturday, the 23rd of May, and do a lockdown Be Your Fantasy from my lounge and like do a live 90s DJ stream with video and stuff. That's my plan for this Saturday.
Amazing.
If it was at 8
You gonna-
o'clock.
On Instagram?
YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The one piece of advice that us veteran streamers will give.
Like, don't do it.
I've been 8 weeks, so I'm not a veteran, believe me. I don't know about what YouTube would do if you're playing music. That's the only
like
thing.
copyrighted.
Yeah. They got me. They flagged us when me and Nick played because my cover was so accurate that they flagged it basically. So, but I don't know. I think it'll be fine. But just in case your stream goes down or something.
Yeah, I mean
right.
that's one thing they might not take it down, but sometimes they stop you from monetizing it, which obviously isn't an issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore me. Don't worry about
So
it.
you might be all right. You might be all right.
We'll see. If not, then sorry to ruin everyone's Saturday, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I'm sure. it'll be
I
fine.
was
I'll be tuning in.
I was explaining to a friend of mine who you were, like my friend was on the phone and I was saying about who our guest was, and I was saying how you literally do my favorite night of the year at the Lamplighter. And I go to a lot of, I go to the Lamp a lot, like most people I imagine who are watching, but Let Me Be Your Fancy is an ultimate highlight of my year every time. So
It's my favorite night of the year because Christmas Eve is like everybody's home and no one's got anything to do and you're not Christmased out yet. So it's the perfect night where everyone's like, I'm going to drink 5,000 pints and lose my mind in the pub.
It's become the new Christmas day.
yeah,
Actually.
easily.
I always get so pissed by what I'm doing is having a disco on my own and getting drunk in the corner by myself, playing the music I want, which is like ridiculous. And then it's like such a great thing. It's better than Christmas, really.
Yeah, I would say that Let Me Be Your Fantasy is better than the birth of Jesus.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Speaking, Jesus was famous. Speaking of famous people, cheers. Thanks,
That
guys.
was a beautiful
So
one.
We ask this question every week to our guests, but we ask, who is the most famous person you have seen in Northampton?
The most famous person I've seen in Northampton, specifically.
Now, the lamer the better.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, Nick loves the lame one. So if you got a good one and a lame one, even better.
The guy that played Justin in Hollyoaks was in. He stayed at my mum's house.
Oh,
My mum does like digs for the Derngate, like theatre digs, and she had like 3 guys from the Full Monty. One of them was Justin from Hollyoaks.
Nice.
I'm googling Justin.
That's Justin off of Hollyoaks.
I think
I'm
I remember which
Googling
one that
Justin.
is. Was he during the late night Hollyoaks years?
Yeah,
And,
he was.
There was
he
a
used to have
very
an affair with his teacher,
Yeah,
Oh,
an affair with his teacher.
Chris
Yeah.
Fountain.
Chris Fountain, that's his name. Yeah. Stayed at my mum's house. So she's
That's
like,
good.
these lads from the Full Monty. Tell me all about it. And I was like, that's Justin of Hollyoaks. Yeah. That's probably the best and lamest one.
Did they do a repeat performance for your
Oh
mum?
my god!
Right, they all wear prosthetic penises though, because they're supposed to for the
Whoa!
different sizes and stuff. They have prosthetics.
I didn't
you
know.
like-
Did they
Yeah,
show
what?
penises in the film?
I don't.
Peni?
No, I don't remember.
I don't know if I've seen the film, beginning to end. I feel like I
Is this-
probably remember.
Is this just from your mum's story?
My mum's like, by the way,
Is a prosthetic penis a dildo?
I don't know.
That's a big question. That's
That's going in the highlight reel.
Wrong person about penises, to be honest. You guys all know more than me.
I don't know. I mean,
You'd
how
be
good are the
surprised.
prosthetics? Like, I wonder if they forget they've got it on and they go back to someone's house and then he's like, oh wait, this isn't the real one, and then it's like he unshells it or something. I'm not sure. Like,
Mine is several inches
A
smaller.
Russian
Yeah.
dog.
it could be either or. It could be like yours is smaller or bigger than the prosthetic one you've got on, and it surprises the person. I don't know.
I
Really.
think some of them
How
have
can
to.
it be bigger than the prosthetic one?
Yeah.
They have to
Well, yeah, that's I don't know.
Let's talk about the logistics of that. Let's get into the nitty gritty of of how that works.
Well, you tuck yours between your legs.
It's literally something like that. Like that you have to, maneuver.
Yeah.
It's a series of levers and pulleys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like in
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tim says fold it. There you go.
Fold it.
Easy.
Yeah.
Some of them are so big they have to be craned into place through a window of the theatre.
Some of them are completely CGI, and it's just a tennis ball on a stick.
Dot.
Yeah, with dots on it. So motion capture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
It's
Thanks.
really
Thanks
where
for
I
bringing
thought
that
this was going to go, but okay.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Thanks, Chris Fountain, for for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, providing us with televised gold.
Do you have any others, or is Chris Fountain's a good one? It's a good lame one. If you got a good one, or
I don't think I have a good one. What
I
other what
like
good
Chris
ones have you had?
the butler from Fresh Prince.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, almost all of the people that have been on this show have met the butler from Fresh Prince for some reason. He
Yeah.
did a show. He did a Shakespeare show at the Church of Holy Sepulchre,
Oh, interesting.
and apparently all of our friends are Shakespeare fans. I went to see
Yeah,
it.
they all went.
Yeah. Prince Charles. Does that count?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah,
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
Prince Charles. I met
In-
Prince Charles when I was in a choir.
nice.
Did he say anything to you? Or?
And
end
the
of the story.
prosthetic penis. No.
Yeah, and he
He
was
said,
wearing.
yeah, have you ever seen a prosthetic penis? And they were like, Your Highness. He's like, oh, see you later. And they
Wait,
let
wait a
him
minute.
away.
Prince Charles was wearing a prosthetic penis. Silence.
That was my joke.
Hmm, I don't know.
Yeah, got that. I just wanted to say it to put it on the highlights reel.
Oh,
You can't
what a pro.
backfill highlight. You can't be doing it for the highlights.
No,
So anyway, there was,
Yeah,
I'm ashamed
we're
of myself, Sophie. I'm ashamed of myself.
there was me, Justin from Hollyoaks, and Prince Charles, and we're all standing there with these pathetic penises, right?
Hold on, let me just get a couple of these in. Big penis, small penis, big penis, just for Nick when he edits the highlights together.
Yeah,
You
all
can't
of
just
them
do
with
Good
it,
sex.
the highlights, Nick. There you go.
all
Yeah.
of them with their dicks out on Abington Street.
All about cock.
That's definitely going in.
That's,
That's definitely going in.
that's
That's going to be the first thing.
I can literally see it now. Welcome to the Eden Social. It's all about cock. That's literally what I can see being the edit.
Yeah, social
Yeah.
cocks and pot noodles.
Yeah. It's just one big boys club, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's a
Wait, lads, it is now I'm here. Wait.
yeah.
Well, you soft lad.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Load 10 pints and also talk about my feelings.
We've got another question, which is our regular question, but I'm going to let Josh ask it.
Don't fucking put me on the spot. I can't remember what it is.
Come on, mate. What are the two things we ask every week?
What have you been watching?
There you go. Got
There
it.
you go.
I should
Oh,
have more confidence in myself.
I've found it very hard to watch anything, weirdly. In lockdown, books and telly have been very difficult to concentrate on. But I've rewatched all of Band of Brothers this week.
Oh yeah.
So
Brilliant.
good.
Yeah,
So
it
many baby men cameos, like baby famous people.
Yeah.
There's Hot Priest from Fleabag's in it. There's like Fassbender's in it. Tom Hardy's in it.
Yeah.
Loads of like British actors have tiny little parts, like
Yeah.
that you just see people popping up, and you're like, he's in it. What?
Yeah.
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg, yeah.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Fallon makes a little cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they're all mega young. Who else is in
Yeah.
it?
The Tom Hardy one's crazy because he looks tiny. He's like
Yeah.
got a shaved head and he doesn't look muscular at all. It's really weird.
Really skinny and really young. And baby James McAvoy for about this long,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
insane. But yeah,
Well,
that
it's like
was
the Pacific, which is the version, the Band of Brothers, well, but set in the Pacific. The main guy in that is Tim from Jurassic Park, the little boy in Jurassic Park.
really.
So it's
Yeah.
the other way around. It's like old man
Gene.
from baby actor.
Yeah.
His name's Gene in the show.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, yeah, that's basically all I've watched. I've been trying to watch. I've been watching Killing Eve as well, but like in bits. Like I haven't really sat down for it. But Band of Brothers is the only thing weirdly that's like held my interest. Everything else, I'm just a bit like, it's like on my phone, like looking out the window. I can't quite engage with stuff as much as normal, but I don't know why. Just Corona times.
Yeah, it's difficult. I've found that difficult to want to start a new show. It's sort of I sort of feel like I want to get into some routines and start to get some things in place to do every day, just to have a bit of structure and organisation. But it's so easy just for that to become boring really quickly.
Yeah. I just nothing seems to be holding my attention. Quite early on in lockdown, me and my housemates have watched all of the Harry Potters together, which is cute. Like we're like, should we do another Potter tonight? It's cute. But we also, my housemate was like, we're gonna watch a film. Do you want to come and join? I was like, yeah. What are you watching? He was like, Contagion, and I was like, what's it about? And he was like, global pandemic virus, and I was like, yeah, go on. And,
I watched that last week. Yeah,
close to home, I was like, oh my god.
I watched that before the lockdown.
It's one of the darkest things I noticed was Netflix. The first two things they bought and recently added was Outbreak and Contagion. It's like, oh come on,
Yeah, not Outbreak. Contagion was like literally in the top 10 downloaded movies on iTunes, like a week after like the coronavirus thing started.
Yeah.
We love to
Just
just
out
like
of nowhere.
we're like, at least people aren't looting.
And they're debating making a Contagion 2, I was reading the other day, because of the popularity of it since lockdown. They're saying they might make Contagion 2 and make it about COVID. It's like, we're still in it.
Yeah. Too soon.
That's literally like when the first tower was falling. They were like, should we make a film about this? Like, Jesus Christ,
Well, Netflix do that series called Something Explained, and they've done a coronavirus explained, and it's only about 25 minutes, but that's fascinating. I'll recommend giving that a watch. It's not too doom and gloomy.
If you could explain coronavirus, it's like, could you explain a way to make it go away, please?
So, we've had a question, Sophie. Is there a name of the YouTube channel for people to get to watch the Let Me Be Your Fantasy thing?
There's a link to it on a Facebook event called Lockdown Be Lockdown Be Your Fantasy. So if you search for that on Facebook, there's a YouTube link in there.
There you go. Cool.
Okay, I'm sure we can add it to our stuff as well and push it out on the NN social side.
Yeah,
of
we'll
things
share the
as well.
fuck out of it. Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool.
Bang.
What have you got anything? I mean, obviously, Understudy is available for people to check out. Understudyplay.com.
That's the one.
Excellent. Is there anything else that you're doing that people can watch or view?
I'm just doing silly things on the internet, really, like doing music stuff. I was reading from my childhood diaries on my Instagram and Twitter. I was doing this silly feature called On This Day because I've got all these mad diaries from when I was a kid. But it was like so. I actually then got busy with actual work, and then so many people angry messaged me being like, "Where the fuck is On This Day?" I was like, I've got a life to live and I've got actual work to do, and actually, it's quite commitment. But there's some of that on my Instagram. It's just loads of really stupid, mad stuff that I sometimes like string it into a stand-up comedy thing. So I did a stand-up comedy gig in lockdown from my flat as well, which was amazing. It was like on a bill with actual professional comedians, and I was like, I don't deserve to be here, but here we are. So that was really fun. Yeah, I'm just trying to make the most of it and find creative ways to express what I'm doing, and basically just writing a lot of songs. And I really want to hit the ground running with the soft lad stuff after this and start playing live shows and experimenting with how I can make a full show with just me, because I've just been talking about doing this for ages, and then I spent my entire life being a musical chameleon, which is really fun and I love it, and playing for the people. And I was like, I also want to do my own stuff now. I'm like old enough to. It's been long enough, you know.
Yeah,
indeed.
Okay, I think we're. Have I missed anything, chaps?
No, I don't think so, mate.
No, I don't think so. I was just going to say, I started watching Trial by Media. It seems pretty good.
Cool.
On Netflix. Seems quite interesting. So, yeah, it's one of their limited series, and each episode's a different thing about a court case that was in the media and scrutinised. So, yeah, interesting. So, Trial by Media if you haven't watched it yet.
It does look good. I've been trying to avoid like negative or not negative, but like serious things.
Yeah.
It's hard though, because anything that's not serious is sometimes not very gripping. Like when it's a bit.
True.
Well, I've finished I've been doing with a few mates. We've done a Netflix party of the Michael Jordan documentary, which
cool.
I'm going to say now is the best sports documentary ever made. So if you haven't watched that, just watch it because it's brilliant. Even if you're not into basketball, it's just amazing. Really well done. Very good.
That's and each episode is released week by week, isn't it?
It's done now. Yeah, it's all up. It's all up. All 10
cool.
episodes. Yeah, all 10 episodes. So it's up there now.
I'm gonna get stuck in with that then. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Sophie. Before we go, we've got to do our little Vogue pose to camera so that people can take a lovely, ridiculous snapshot of us.
Okay.
So Andy, count us down.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, Vogue. And hold it. And hold it. Take your pictures, people watching. And 3, 2, 1, unvogue.
God, that hurt my neck. Too much grinning.
I couldn't figure out what pose I wanted to do. I was just not ready for it.
That's fine. I mean, that's fine.
I've got the YouTube open, and I'll be honest, it's weird, mate. Your post. So
I think I'm going to watch a couple of episodes of Gladiators and get some inspiration from that.
Like Wolf or something.
Yeah.
That would have been sick.
Oh, yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
So we're watching Dirty Dancing on Friday, 9 p.m. on this same channel. If you want to join us, drunkenly watch one of the best films ever made, please do so from 9 p.m. We'll be sharing the link and everything later on in the week. But yeah, please do. It was very, very fun and very drunk last week. So yeah,
it was good. It was very good.
Cool. Don't forget to follow us at the LN Social on Instagram. We'll be here next week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Thank you very much again, Sophie. It was awesome as usual.
Really fun. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Okay. Take care, everybody. See you later.
Merch tomorrow. Merch tomorrow.
Just wave.
See you next week.
Wave, so just keep waving. Wave. Keep waving.